What up, guys? We're back with my commentary version of my Wreck This Journal, Part 3. It's completely ridiculous that there's a Part 3, and I never wanted there to be any more than one part. But that video would have been an hour and a half long, so I figured that wasn't the greatest idea. But you guys do seem to like these videos. I've received so much sweet feedback, and I really want to thank you for that. It's so awesome. Also, we just surpassed 100 subscribers, and I know you guys are thinking, ooh, 100, big deal. There are people celebrating millions, but I don't know. I'm really proud of that, and it's all because of you guys, so thank you for giving me that gift. It's also kind of nerve-wracking because now it's like, oh, I'm talking in front of 100 people at once instead of like 7. That's alright, but yeah, thank you guys. I really, really appreciate it. You're just so sweet. Even though we're not big in number, we're still mighty. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna get back into this. I think this is the page where we left off. It is, write a list of more ways to wreck this journal. And there was like a list with bullet points, but it looked really ugly. And so I covered it up with scrapbook paper, but it still looks really ugly. I don't know, not my favorite page at all. But I wrote my separate things to further wreck the journal, and I actually completed every single one of them. There was burn, which I did earlier. Hit it with your car, which is coming up on the next page or two. Use it as a coaster. Take it to college and work. Make all your friends jealous. That's not focusing, but I swear that's what it says. Let crayons melt onto the journal on a hot day. I already showed you that one, I think. Watch Wreck-It Ralph drop kick the journal whenever you hear the word wreck, which is awesome. Play with the cat, Ask a child to cover the Also by Carrie Smith page, and I had my little sister do that. We'll come to that later. And at the top I put, love it, make it deserve existence. A big thing about me is I try to make each of my artworks deserve to exist, if that makes any sense. I try really hard not to draw something just to draw it. It needs to have some kind of purpose, even if it's just to keep myself busy. It needs to have some purpose to make it, make it deserve existence. Make it belong on the world, I guess. This is the stain log, and for most of them I ended up doing just really gross, different hot sauces, especially from Buffalo Wild Wings, because they give you these cute little stickers. And this one looks like it's getting kind of moldy. That's interesting. I've never seen that before, because it's been a year and a half since I finished my book. That's interesting. I might have to cut that out. We'll see what happens there. But I think these are all hot sauces too. On this side it says, we should get the B-Dubs logo tattooed. And that's an inside joke between myself and one of my best friends. Buffalo Wild Wings is our restaurant, man. We go there much more often than I would like to admit. And this friend is also pretty obsessed with tattoos. So somewhere along the line, the inside joke that we should get the B-Dubs logo tattooed came up, which would be kind of hilarious, but at the same time, I never would do that. But that's kind of concerning. I don't know. We'll see. Doodle over the top of this page and in the margins. I doodled an elephant based off of a little elephant statue that I have. And I have a few conflicting messages going on here. In the back are lyrics to the song Staying by Coda. I'd never heard of them before, and I just heard of the song once on a speed paint video somewhere, and I immediately fell in love with it, despite the fact that it's not the kind of stuff I would usually listen to. And I have another thing that says, call me crazy, but pink elephants definitely exist. They're just shy. And the story behind that is, Up until I was like 7 years old, I believed that my dad had grown up with a pink elephant. He told me that he found it in the woods and kept it in his bathtub until it was too big to fit in the house. And I believe that. Interesting fact about me. Figure out a way to attach these two pages together, and I drew cat dog, and I thought that was clever because they're attached, and there's Velcro on the side, so the pages do attach together. I also wrote the lyrics to the cat dog theme song, and there's another secret message. If you don't know what all the secret messages are about, I suggest you go back and watch parts 1 and 2, even though they're quite long. I can completely understand if you don't want to do that. This is rub this page on a dirty surface. If you remember, I said I was going to hit the book with my car, and I did. There's a really bad blurry picture, but there's my tire raised up on my book, and a drawing of my car. And there's a parking pass that I had for school, and this pink envelope is a ticket I got for not having a parking pass, and another secret message in there. So this is themed around my car and bad things I've done with my car. That sounds really... Okay, whatever. Okay, we're moving on. Collect the letter W here. I couldn't really think of anything creative for this page, so I just followed the instructions. And on this half, I printed out and glued some of my Instagram pictures from my Wreck This Journal. That's me shooting painted Nerf darts at the journal, and that's me playing journal golf. Yeah, I just couldn't come up with a better idea, so that's what I did. So this collect dead bugs here, and before I did this page, I actually drew and painted this sandwich because I was super bored, and it looked kind of fun. But like I said, I try to draw things that deserve to exist, and this sandwich really didn't, I guess. So when I came to this page, I got the most amazing idea to make a picnic, and then this picture would deserve existence, and then this book would be pretty, and I don't know. But since it says collect dead bugs here, I am true to the instructions, and there is one dead bug in a little plastic baggie. It's a mosquito that was half eaten by Chompet, my Venus flytrap that has sadly passed away. Rest in peace, Chompet. Yeah, this page is nasty. That's alright. Drum on this page with pencils. That is the logo and the lyrics from My Chemical Romance's Welcome to the Black Parade. Probably one of my favorite songs. Yeah. Also, rest in peace. This one is Float This Page, and see, I wish I would have done this video earlier. It's been like, as I said, it's been about 1.5 years now since I've actually finished this. And I believe what I did is I floated this in my local pond, or it's more of a river actually, but the area that is in my park is like a pond. I'm like 90% sure that's what I did. And then I painted it with watercolors and colored it with crayons, which is a technique that I learned way back in 2nd grade, that crayons and watercolor actually look really cool together. Just figure out a way to freeze this page. I'm sorry I'm like holding the book awkwardly. It's so thick now that I can't hold it open at this point, so far back in the book. But this is my character, Snowfire. He's a cat that I invented when I was 8 years old. And the basic story behind him is that everyone in his family has this like fire mohawk going on, but his is blue, and that's dangerous because it means he freezes things instead of burns things. And yeah, it kind of makes him a target, but it also makes him awesome. And that is the reason why he stood the test of time since I was a little kid. And I still draw him. Who says imaginary friends aren't cool? They're awesome. This is Hide This Page in Your Neighbor's Yard, and that is an artistic representation of my neighbor's yard. Funny story is I used to have a really good friend who lived there, and we kept having, like, supernatural, I guess, occurrences happen. So, her house is haunted. It definitely is. And I wrote, it was a dark and stormy ... Well, a few nights in a row, actually. 6 to be exact. I kind of thought that was funny. It's really not. Yeah, I tore out this page and I hid it in the neighbor's yard under their porch, I believe. And it stayed there for about a week, and I think it rained, like, all week long. I was so surprised that the page came out so intact. It's really not that destroyed at all. And also, if I can manage to move this, there's a random Pikachu there because of the lightning. I thought that was kind of, I don't know. Some of these pages are utterly random, and that's alright. This is roll the journal down a large hill, and in our backyard we have a really steep hill, kind of like that. Not quite that steep, but it's an insane sledding hill, even though it's really not that long. It's just really steep. So I rolled it down the hill, and I drew a snowman and a kitty sledding down a really steep hill. Yeah, and I think I did this with watercolor. Yeah, that looks like watercolor. Here we've got turn the book into a shoe, and what I did is I actually tore apart an old flip-flop for the sake of this page, but unfortunately it didn't really work, because this is one of the last pages I did, and according to what I wrote, sadly, the book is too thick for this to work now. If I legitimately try to walk, it'll fall apart. Plus, this book is so not my size. Yeah, I think my foot was kind of hanging off the edge a little bit, even though I do have relatively small feet. And I also wrote, what did I write? The way I see it, you can either I can't even read my own writing. Grumble. You can either grumble about the rain, or you can jump in the puddles. Not my favorite page, just because it mostly didn't work, and at this point I didn't know what else to do. Yes, we have slide the journal, this page face down a long hallway. And again, I wish I knew what I did for this page. I think I took it to school and slid it down an empty hallway when no one was looking, which is kind of funny, and I hope that's actually what I did. I know that's what I wanted to do. And I drew one of those giant slides that are awesome and at, like, fairgrounds and stuff. Again, at this point I was sort of losing motivation, which is kind of sad. The whole book isn't, like, exactly perfect, and my entire vision for it and everything. And up here I have an I Spy game given to me by my sister. I just wanted to glue it in somewhere. It's so random, but I don't care. This is smush something colorful onto this page, and according to what I wrote, I smushed down a nasty gross combination of chalk and water made by my nasty gross sister. I remember that day. She basically dissolved an entire stick of chalk outside on the sidewalk in an enormous puddle, and it was so gross, but it was actually the perfect thing for this. It didn't wash off for like a week. We had this like huge splatter, and I don't know why I put those glasses there. I think I liked the pretty colors. I thought that matched the handprints pretty well. It says, squirt liquid here, try using your mouth. I squirted, I think it was cherry Kool-Aid, and it kind of ended up in the shape of a monster face, so I rolled with it. Cover this page in tape, create some kind of pattern. Pretty dang self-explanatory. I took like all the duct tape in the house and I made some kind of pattern. Meh. And here we have Trace Your Toes. I trace my foot. And what is this? Oh, this is a poem I did back in high school. Because if you know much about me, like if you know me in real life, or you've been following me on social stuff for a while, you know that band and music has been such an impact in my life, especially in high school. So I wrote this poem about it, which is probably really embarrassing now, but it says, "Please paint my steps across the sky so all the world can see what I will do to make my mark and what band has done to me. Please light my fire and guide my soul straight to the setting sun, for though I've stepped 1,000 years, my tightrope's just begun." That's great. No, actually, I kind of like it, but you guys will probably not see too much significance in it, and it's kind of embarrassing. And this is the final page in my book. If you recall, I said I would have a child color the Also by Carrie Smith page. So I handed this over to my little sister Madison, and she used crayons and stickers. Oh, personalized Madison stickers, wow. Pretty great. And that is it. That is the journal in its entirety. And this series has been so long and so ridiculous, but I really hope you like it. I had so much friggin' fun with this thing, and I could just say this 1,000 times. This book is amazing. It has helped me in so many aspects to become more creative and more reckless, and, for someone so uptight as myself, that's a really good thing. Also had some negative consequences, though, like, now I cannot throw anything away if, I find a scrap of paper on my floor or something, I go, oh wait, gotta go glue it into my journal instead of throw it in the garbage like a normal person. But, if you guys haven't checked out this book, I highly, highly, highly recommend doing so. It's just so amazing. And I really hope you guys enjoyed watching me, talk about mine for hours on end. Yeah, you guys have a lovely day. Goodbye.